Thank you, Honorable Chair. As we speak, in fact, before the 2024 financial audit was completed, we had finished collecting all these monies, and same had been lodged into the appropriate accounts. So no staff owes anything as we speak now.
So, auditors, can you confirm, please?
Honorable Chair, we can confirm an amount of 81,309.73 to have been recovered. But there is an outstanding 1,000 in the name of Francis Bedu, who is deceased. So we'll need a guidance of the committee on this.
The deceased person, doesn't he have any family members to pay? Look, you guys went to the funeral, right? When the guy died. Huh?
Honorable Chair, yes, we did.
How much of contribution did you give to the deceased family? The family?
Well, per our policy is at the time it was 1,000 cedis.
1,000 cedis.
Yeah, at the time it was 1,000 cedis that we donated to a deceased staff if a deceased staff passed.
And you guys couldn't contribute another 1,000 cedis to pay for his unearned salary?
Honorable Chair, like I indicated, this has been cleared, but at the time the auditors came, we had not. So that is why it was captured.
So 1,000 cedis. So you've paid that one?
Honorable Chair, please, you have done that.
As somebody passes away, you go there, you eat, you drink, and then you pay just 1,000 cedis. Abba! Then stay home and then just send 1,000 cedis. Yes, sir. All right.
Finance Director, please, what are the steps being put in place so that this doesn't reoccur in future? And what are the steps you put in place? Because salary advance is going to come on board.
Right.
So what are the steps being put in place?
So, Honorable Chair, with your indulgence, let me give you a bit of a background to why this actually happened and the reason why it will not reoccur. So this is not advances that were given to staff who are actually, like maybe somebody who is who is working and he needed money and he has applied for a loan to be given and they refused to pay. No, it happened because at the time when we were engaged, it took some time for controller to actually migrate to or finish processing your things onto the controller system. And you realize somebody will be coming to work, he has been engaged more than 3, 4, 6 months, he's not in process, and it becomes very difficult. So as an institution, you couldn't just look on. We needed to support the person. So we gave them some money that when controller pays them, then these monies are refunded. Unfortunately, most of them, in fact, these people involved, when they were paid, their full salary was, at the time, if you can recall, government came out with a policy that only 3 months of back pay will be given. So some of them who had worked for more than 6, 7, 8 months, some of them even more than 11 months, received only 3 months. Now, where were they going to get the monies to pay? So it became an issue. But we needed to collect these monies anyway, and that is how come it dragged. In any case, for now, such a situation does not exist.
If you have cleared it, I think it's fine.
Thank you.
Yes. We are grateful that you have cleared. All we're saying is that make sure it doesn't happen again. Thank you. Yeah.
PPA, you are discharged. Now let's call PURC. You have just one staff. Please introduce yourself to the committee.
Good afternoon. We are the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission. I'm here with, I'm Shafiq Suleiman, the Acting Executive Secretary. And I'm here with...
So I'm Wallace Yodu, Director of Finance and Admin, PURC.
Judith Adibo Kamaujo, Head of Finance. Barbara Fletcher, Legal Manager.
Deputy Director, Water.
All right, Honorable Enim will take care of your financials.
Thank you, Chair. PURC, so we are considering your financial performance.
Turn your microphone off, please. Hold on, please. You guys haven't taken the oath, have you? You haven't. All right, now you may want to take the oath before you answer questions.
I
Shafik Suleiman,
swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue
touching the matter in issue
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, now go ahead, please.
Thank you, Chair. So PURC, we are taking your financial performance. So your income, your regulatory income went up by about 46%. What accounted for this increase?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. So our regulatory income is coming from a levy on electricity transmitted and then gas transmitted. So it depends on the volume of gas transmitted and then the electricity transmitted. So what it meant was that in 2023, we had more electricity being transmitted. Because of the demand, there's always a demand on electricity demand. So that's what accounted for that. Thank you.
Then for your non-regulatory income too, it also shot up by 66%.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. So the non-regulatory income is coming from exchange gain. Our levy on gas transmitted, we do the calculation on USD. It's 0.2 pesos per standard cubic feet of gas transmitted. So in 2023, there was the exchange depreciation of the Ghana cedi. So at the end of the year, we do the revaluation, and then that's why it's shot up. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. On your expenditures, I can see that your personal cost went up by about 35. Was there recruitment or it was just increase in emoluments?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. So there was an increase in emoluments to catch up with inflation. Then aside that also, we added on to the staff strength. So there are about 19 staff that we added on. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll just take your financial position. Your ratio has improved, and that shows prudent management. So I think at this point, Chair.
Please feel free. Let him ask. My name is.
Yeah, PURC, thank you. You are here. And when you look at a utility company, especially ECG, they use a lot of resources in even over the bar, where the budget approved for them. This year, for instance, the audited account, they shot up about 180 million Ghana cedis. And if such institutions come to your outfit for increase in tariff, do you look at these things?
Okay, thank you very much. Usually what happens is that every 3 years, the PURC undertake what we call a MITO, a multi-year tariff order. And all the institutions are required to submit, including ECG, their regulated asset base for re-evaluation and then using it as a base to do the quarterly tariff adjustment. So this year, for instance, we started the process and ECG submitted their asset, we evaluated it, and we are using it as a base to actually regulate their assets. So going forward, it's the beginning of the year. Going forward, we'll be looking at their asset base and we'll be making sure that whatever asset they've submitted going forward will not be inflated or will not be seeing any infractions with their expenditure.
Go ahead.
It's not just their assets, but the efficient use of their resources. That is also important. When you look at those things, I think it will help you make a better decision as to when to bring in the tariffs, or they themselves, you rein in on them to clean their books, clean their houses, and clean their books, and make sure they save enough so as not to pass on the inefficiency to consumers.
Okay, thank you. So we use multiple benchmarks actually as a base to regulate them. Some of the infractions, we try as much as possible to go after them to ensure that they don't go overboard. But you see, some of them are also, they sometimes go overboard, and that requires collective, all of us to take responsibility and ensure that they don't overspend. So we usually compare them with the benchmarks, and we issue regulatory orders to them to ensure that they go by the order. I mean, once in a while they comply, but other times too, we have challenges with.
You see, if I keep you here, we have a lot of questions to ask PURC, but just a lot of people behind you. You are discharged. Now, let's call Minister of Environment and Science and Technology.
Chair, you've done well for us. You've done very well for us. Minister is one of us.
Yes.
Minister is one of us.
Oh, but you know.
We can do that.
Let's call National Biosafety Authority. Are you here? Please introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chair, my name is Kwame Day Asamoah Ochre. I'm the CEO for the National Biosafety Authority.
Hold on, where's your minister?
He's coming. He stepped out.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. My name is Asimene William, Head of Account.
National Biosafety Authority, what do you do?
The National Biosafety Authority is a regulatory institution, and we regulate the development, transportation, handling, and use of genetically modified organisms, popularly known as the GMOs.
Let's look at your financials. Where do you get these grants from?
Honorable Chair, we get the funds from GOG, and then we do have some IGF.
No, grants.
Well.
You get them from GOG?
Yes, GOG.
And the same way you get your non-tax revenue?
Our non-tax revenue is the IGF that we generate.
Where do you get this IGF from?
So as a regulator, we issue approvals and permits. We work mainly in research and development for the products that we regulate. So we have research institutions, they come in for permits to enable them to undertake research and development work.
There's not much over here for us to talk about your financials. Okay.
Respectfully, are you at the airports?
Honorable Chair, we are not at the airports yet.
Why? Because I know in other countries, you have experts like you at the airports, and you are not supposed to bring certain things, certain organisms into the country. That's why I asked if you are at the airports to check some of these things that come in. Because these days, people bring in all kinds of things, and it's affecting our own vegetation and our own plants and our own organisms.
Yes. You are absolutely correct, Honorable Chair. So what we've done this year is we've written to the Customs Division to get us onto the ICOMs. As we know now, there are only 3 agencies that are allowed in the ports, so we are unable to find place in the port. The late minister was making efforts to find a space at the airport and at Tema as well. So currently we are getting ourselves onto the ICOMs, and with the HS codes that have been agreed on, that would mean that any organism or anything that we regulate that is coming into the country, importers would have to come for permits from us to bring them in.
All right, sir, you are discharged.
Thank you.
Now, let's go to Nuclear Regulatory Authority. And it's on paragraph 1399. Please introduce yourself to the committee.
Yes, the name, I'm Professor Francis Otu, acting Director General, Nuclear Regulatory Authority. Professor Francis Otu, acting Director General, Nuclear Regulatory Authority.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members. My name is Augustine Fanu, the Deputy Director General.
Honorable Chairman, I am James Kofi, Acting Director of Finance and Administration.
Honorable Chair, Mary Senanu, Head of Finance, Acting.
Did you take the oath to tell the truth?
Yes.
All right.
No, they said no.
Who said no? You haven't? Okay, then.
No.
Clerk, swear them in.
I,
swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
So, Nuclear Regulatory Authority, what do you do?
We issue permits, license for any industry in Ghana to use radiation or which nuclear material, which is the application involve an aspect of nuclear applications. Yes, what I'm saying is that institution uses radiation sources. For example, hospital uses an X-ray. If you go to mining, they also have nuclear gauges. If you go to oil and gas, they also use radiation sources for exploration. And if you go to road construction, they also use for moisture and thickness of the road. So we issue them a permit and license before they can use.
So, Chair, thanks for the opportunity. Prof, so apart from issuing licenses, what else do you do? Do you have any management? Do you have any research contribution to developing the sector? How do you regulate anything apart from issuing licenses?
Actually, NRA, how it was established, is from research base, organized before we moved to establish the Nuclear Regulatory Authority. So we are also doing a lot of researches to support our input. Actually, we even wanted to move into the environment where we have done a lot of research, including myself, of which we need to have to regulate the radiation sources, which is coming as a result of some practice, especially underground mining, and where environment has been disturbed, quarries and others. We have put in place that if things go somewhere, of which we are here to submit our regulation, probably by end of this year, to the permit for the approval. When we have that go ahead, then
we're also going to enter into an area which is different from where we are in now. Thank you.
All right, Honorable Bar, you take care of the financial statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I've looked at the statement and I want to find out from Prof. There's had interest income. What is interest income on your account?
Yes, I'll refer the question to my acting head of finance. Thank you.
Hello, Chair. I think there was classification error. That's our IGF. So we have two sources of funds, the GOG and the non-tax revenue, the IGF. But when they were writing it, they indicated interest income. The auditors, it was written as interest income in their report, but it's our IGF.
Auditors, is that the IGF or you have another narration to it?
Honorable Chair, it should be the IGF. But we'll have to confirm that. But it's from what I'm getting from the team, it's IGF in the detailed account.
So that's why I'm just looking at it, because if you look at the quantum drop is about the difference is about 3.4 million. So what did you do differently to have such a quantum drop in your IGF?
So in September 2022, our fees and charges were revised. So we had an increment in the collections.
Understandable. But looking at you recorded 1,147,829 surplus as compared to the previous year's surplus of 206 million recorded in 2022. Represent yeah. So what accounted for that?
Honorable Chair, the increment in the income resulted in the bottom line, which is the surplus, increasing by that percentage.
Yeah. But overall, if you look at your current ratio, it declined. However, you'll be able to meet your short-term obligations when they fall due, but you need to at least be able to up it. I'm just looking at from the fact that your IGF, you were able to double or triple your IGF, your ratio shouldn't come down again like this.
Yes, so noted, but ideally the industry standard for the current assets is 2:1 or 1.5:1, but we are doing about 43.1.
Yes, we know that. If you are doing well, it doesn't mean that you should retrogress.
Okay.
If you are doing well, it doesn't mean that you should retrogress. You understand? And you are doing well. Why are you retrogressing? So if you keep on retrogressing, you come to a level that will not be sustainable.
Well, Honorable, what it means is the money sitting out there, they are now using it. Yes.
Okay. And what are you using it for? Can you walk us through what you use it for?
You're using it for operational activities. Yes, because they go around doing inspections and all of that. So the money doesn't sit unutilized.
Mr. Chairman, that will be okay for me.
All right. Nuclear Regulatory Authority, you are discharged. Now let's call Environment Protection Agency. Did you guys take the oath? Okay, please introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm Dr. Jacob Parachuga Nankwari, Deputy CEO. In charge of General Services.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm Dr. Osman Haruna, the Director of Finance of EPA. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm the Dr. Osman Haruna, Director of Finance of EPA, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Musa Yakubu, the Internal Auditor.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Please, did you say you are Dr. Haruna Chinebwa? Oh, okay.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Professor Michael Ayamga. I'm the Deputy CEO in charge of operations.
Thank you very much. Respectfully, where's your CEO?
Chair, the CEO is not in the country. She's gone on official assignments, and so she's asked her two able deputy CEOs to come in. I mean, unless you want to see her face, whatever information you want, these two young men here are capable of doing it. And respectfully, I know that you are working with time, and so I know you accommodate us.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Yes, we are working with time and everything, but it's also important because they are not the CEOs. We have a CEO, and then they are the deputy CEOs. So then when responsibilities like these come, and we expect to see the CEO, we want to see the CEO. But today, like you said, he or she is out of the country. But we are hoping that in our next sitting, the CEO will appear before the committee. I know that we are all carrying our mandates, doing what is expected of us, and so we expect him or her to do same.
We are grateful. But is she?
A she?
Yes,
oh, okay.
she.
So we expect her to do same. I first, I see exchange operating income. EPA, what do you do that you earn Forex or it's not Forex income?
Honorable Chair, before I say anything, I want to use this opportunity to pay glowing tribute to our late minister, Honorable Dr. Alhaji Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, who fell out in the course of duty in safeguarding this environment alongside Dr. Omanibuama, Honorable Limuna, my own brother-in-law, Wing Commander Peter Anala, and other distinguished gentlemen who were fighting to protect this environment. I also want to apologize sincerely for the absence of my beloved CEO, Professor Nanama Brown-Kluche, who is currently on a national assignment. On behalf of the board and management of EPA, I want to fervently thank the auditors for bringing out these infractions and to thank you for giving us audience. Thank you so much.
May their souls continue to rest with the Lord. Honorable Mutala was a member of this committee, and he would drill me anytime I come. I sit here, he's sitting somewhere here, and it's not easy, but we can't explain why. We don't know why. But as they say, we'll leave it for God. And so, yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Now back to the substantive issue of our rule. According to Section 2ABCD of the Environmental Protection Act 2025, Act 1124, our main objective is to regulate, protect, coordinate, and exercise general oversight over issues regarding regulating climate change and the environment. And in so doing, we charge levies to give permits, to inspect, to monitor, and check for compliance. So these are some of the sources of revenue for the Environmental Protection Authority, among several others. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
So there was some gain, or he said exchange operating income, meaning the forex that came in that you translated into Ghana cedis. Is that it?
Madam Chair, the exchange operation income is basically a term from the IFSAS. That is a term that IFSAS requires that they.
So term that's okay. You are also now.
That is the core fees or core income that the.
Okay, so the auditors, there are some accounts that you treat fully with the IFSAS whatever, and then there are others that you just. So let there be some consistency moving forward, so that we know that this is how things are being treated. Okay, thank you. And then what constitutes your finance income, please?
It's from interest on investment.
What kind of investment do you have that it gives you 1.9 million Ghana cedis a year, a government entity?
I think the finance, where's our finance called Dominic to come and answer. Dominic.
Please, have you been sworn in? Please, have you been sworn in?
Honorable Chair, yes. My name is Dominic Pei, and I'm an accountant at the EPA. Honorable Chair, the investments that we have are concerned with short-term investments.
I said, what type of investment do you have that gives you 1.9 million in interest?
They are treasury bills.
So, shame on you. So, sir, T-bills. Then what is your quantum of investment? I'm surprised that you have monies enough to invest. Yet, yes. What kind of investment? What is the quantum of that money that gave you 1.9 million in finance income?
As of 2023, it was about 28 million.
It was about
28 million.
28 million.
Yes.
So is that government of Ghana funds, or it is EPA funds, or how do you classify it?
They are internally generated funds.
Internally generated funds?
Yes, please.
And do you have 100% retention?
Yes, please.
You have 100% retention?
Yes, we do.
So you choose to put it in a bank?
They are reserves. When we get reserves, we get surplus. We don't leave it idle. We choose to buy government treasury bills with it.
You said they are reserves, but in 2023, you made a deficit. You made a loss of 13.7 million.
That is the income statement for the year.
Yes.
But the investment is concerned with previous years' reserves. Previous years, we had been making surpluses in previous years. For instance, in 2022, we made a surplus of 2.1.
2.1 million.
Yes, please.
Uh-huh. And then the year before that, how much did you make?
The year before that, we made a surplus of about the same content, 2.1. But it had been continuing, accumulating, yes, for the previous years.
But you are not doing something right, too. Did you see that your current ratio reduced from 7.9 to 1 to 2.7 to 1?
Honorable Chair, that is true. And the reason for that reduction was an exceptional event that happened in 2023. One, because we went for a loan, a facility to acquire vehicles that helped us in our operations. So the interest on that was paid within that year. And moreover, because the vehicles were acquired new and we had to charge depreciation within that very year, the depreciation was added to our administrative fund, administrative expenses. And
how many vehicles did you buy?
We bought 45 vehicles.
Wow. At a go?
Yes, Honorable.
45 vehicles.
Yes, Honorable Chair. And that boosted our revenue. If you look at it, our revenue increased so much within that year, and it has continued to increase. In 2024, it increased. In 2025, it is increasing. And let me put it on notice that in 2024, we went ahead to pay off that deficit and made a profit of a surplus of 21 million in 2024, and this year to increase.
So it should improve your current ratio, your current position of your current ratio. Okay. I think on the whole it's fine, but you see, anytime you see them, you see public boards make some revenue, you see a huge jump in their administrative expenses. You made a revenue of 23.8%, and we saw a jump to 25.7% in your administrative expenses. Why do you do that? The fact that you make more revenue does not mean you should spend more.
Honorable Chair, that is true. But the operations of EPA is such that our revenue generation is directly correlated with our monitoring, compliance monitoring and enforcement. So the more we do compliance monitoring and enforcement, the more our revenue. And that also increases our expenditure. But what we are doing now is that we have put measures in place that the increase in our revenue will be more than the rate of increase in our expenditure, so that we'll be fine.
Yeah, that is what I was going to propose, but you have seen the light, because you can't spend more than what you raise.
Yes.
Then there's no need. You don't save for a rainy day. I mean, tomorrow you need something more, and then you need to go into your savings and take some money. So let's note this and not spend more than we raise in one financial year.
Well noted.
And then I think we've spoken about your financial position. So you've promised us that you are going to work on it to make sure you raise more revenue. And this time when you raise revenue, you not let your expenses consume all the revenues that you raise. One last question. We have seen an increase in the siting of fuel stations in residential areas. Do you also give permits to such businesses?
Honorable Chair, we do, but this is a very technical question, so my chief executive
not just
will take
the
up
fuel
this.
stations, but gas stations too. A lot of gas stations are being sited in residential areas.
Honorable Chair, I think our chief executive wants to take this up.
I'm told your chief executive is not here.
Executive, sorry.
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you. It's an observation the CEO and us have observed. And in the past, they did place a ban following the explosion on the siting of gas stations in residential areas. And some of these things we are seeing are actually some residences growing up into closer to filling stations. So we have taken serious steps to review some of these sightings, because yes, you can be permitted and then later your permit revoked because the conditions of operations now don't actually allow for the coexistence of your industry and residential settings, and these are being reviewed. That, having said that, we have actually decided to also spend more to increase our coverage, because some of these things are under the dark and they are without permits, and we have intensified our efforts to close many of them down. So yes, I do agree with you that some of them are wrongly cited, and we are on the trail to close many of them down.
Honourable Minister, you know, it is not the community going to catch up with, but these are new filling stations and new gas stations being constructed in the heart of very thick residential areas, and it's a bit scary. Do you have reps in all the districts?
Yeah. Okay.
So let's admit that this is a very strong observation you have made, and it came up in one of our discussions when the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources was asked to have an oversight responsibility, and we had an engagement with them. This issue came up, and on record, we've seen a lot of filling stations springing up over the last 1.5 years. I mean, especially between 2023 to 2024. And some of the places where they are sited, honestly, are risk-prone areas. And so it's something that the minister is taking up, and to ensure that those that are supposed to be closed down are closed down to avoid any disaster that, you know, is likely to occur. And so we have taken on board your suggestion, and sooner or later, the ministry will be working with this agency to bring sanity to this area. Thank you.
And Honourable Minister, and I also think that you should look at your permits regime, because when you ask them, they tell you they have permits from EPA. And I ask myself, how were they able to acquire these permits when they are in the hearts of residential areas? So I'll plead with you to ask EPA to also go through the rightful process in giving out permits. Because if you go ahead and give me permits, and I invest so much in putting up a filling station or a gas station, and later you come back to revoke, then one may ask, what made you give it to me in the first place? So I'll ask that EPA also follows due process and make sure before they grant these permits, they do all the necessary checks. Thank you very much.
Well noted. And let me also use this opportunity to appeal to all of us Ghanaians to also be mindful of the fact that when these filling stations are sited at wrong places, the risk is on all of us. And we're also told somewhere along the line that there's always pressure on these officers from big men, I don't want to be specific, okay, who even threatens them. And at the end of the day, they are compelled, more or less under some duress, to, or let me say, under undue influence, to give out these licenses when indeed, if they were to do it on their own, they wouldn't do it. And so on behalf of the minister, I want to use this platform, and on behalf of the agency, to appeal to all those who want to do business in these areas to be mindful of the fact that if you use any undue process to get it, you are only posing a risk to all of us. And so when the officers are telling you that it is not possible to cite it here, please let's adhere to that. Because at the end of the day, it is not just the officers alone and you, the person who is pushing them alone, but the general public suffers it, and the country sometimes will lose money as a result of that. So we are making an appeal, especially to politicians. Because if you check the records of all those that have been cited over the years, many of them, we are behind them. I'm saying we because I'm a politician. And so we need to refrain from that. Thank you.
Chair, do a follow-up. Minister, we know we all have been traveling all over the world, and then if fuel stations are cited even in the communities which are in the age of technology, why won't people set in the age of this technology people we are using? Why not?
I mean, this is a question that we should have been asking you. What is the level of our technology in this country? It is the level of technology that will determine some of the decisions that we take. Yes, in developed economies where technology is high, they are able to take these decisions and cite these gases within their communities, and they have no any problem. We can ask ourselves, how many times have we heard that fuel stations have exploded in these developed countries? And then come to ask yourself here in Ghana, we have experienced it several times. So it takes time to get to where you are talking about, where we'll get to a point with a higher technology that we can cite these gases in our communities without a difficulty. But as it stands now, we need to tread cautiously, and we need to ensure that we cite them at places where it won't pose a risk to us.
All right. The infraction is on paragraph 1418, and Honorable Elect Plame will take care of that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Management issues. No title deeds to landed properties. So we have 4 district assemblies: Atebubu, Akimodan, Elembele, Takwa. Can you tell us why till now these institutions have not been titled? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We are aware that Section 52 of the Public Financial Management Act 2016 Act 921 states that a principal spending officer shall maintain a register of lands and buildings and all other assets under the control or possession of the principal spending officer. It further states that the register referred to in Section 3 shall contain a record of the details of each parcel of land and each building. Honorable Chair, for the land in Takwa, we received a letter from the Takwa Nsue Municipal Assembly on 17th September. In fact, I have evidence of the letters, the correspondence between EPA and the District Assembly here. We actually failed to develop the land at the time due to financial constraints. So they wrote to us outrightly indicating that they had reallocated the land to ECG. That letter came to us on 12 May 2021. On 14th May 2021, the regional director wrote back to them indicating that we at least should have been put in the known. We had deposited some items, done some amount of pillaring, so we're shocked this was done. So when we wrote to them, they wrote back to us indicating that there is still an opportunity for us to be given another parcel of land whenever we are ready to develop it. So that is being followed now that our resources are going up. On the issue of the Atebubu land, which is about 1.13 acres, the EPA director of the Bono East region applied to the Lands Commission on 27 July 2022 for a lease. In response, the Lands Commission wrote to the director on the 25th of June 2025 to the Fiscal Planning Department of Atebubu Amante Municipal Assembly to furnish them with the planning comments on suitability of the site for the project that EPA intends to undertake. We are therefore awaiting feedback from the Lands Commission. On the issue of the Elembele land, which is about 0.37 acres, which is intended for an office, the acting director for Elembele wrote to the District Assembly on the 8th of August 2025, requesting the site plan for onwards registration. In response to us, on a letter dated 27th October, the coordinating director of the District Assembly indicated that they are currently undergoing procedural formalities to register their interest on the said lands. And so they are unable to furnish the Environmental Protection Authority with the appropriate documentation to register the lands. Honorable Chair, respectfully, it seems they cannot give us what they don't have. So I think we are humbly waiting on them to register their interest and then subsequently give us the opportunity to proceed with the registration. Honorable Chair, with the issue of the Achimoda, the acting director wrote to the Lands Commission in Koforidua on the 31st of July 2025 to request registration with the site plan and allocation letter, which is in our possession. So the the authority on September 25th, on September 3rd, 2025, has been directed by the Physical Planning Department of the Birim Central Municipal Assembly to request the cadastral site plan and indenture to facilitate the registration. This is currently ongoing. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Deputy CEO, I think for one of them, you talked about financial issues. What the auditors recommended was just to register. It wasn't about developing it, registration. And if you look at their recommendations, the auditors had even stated that these assemblies may reallocate the lands to other institutions in the absence of the title deeds. So your inability to develop does not prevent you from registering. And I do not think that you need a quantum sum of money to register your interest in the land. And the auditors are right here. You have lost that to ECG. So please, next time you have access to some of these things, let's do the right and register. We have title to it and nobody can reallocate. So that is what we need to do. We shouldn't always blame everything on financial constraint. Every institution has these problems. But then registering a land will not cost you so much. Now you are privileged to be under the lands ministry. So they should be able to support you to register some of these interests. Yes.
Thank you. Well noted, Honorable Chair. This will be taken into serious consideration. Thank you.
Yeah, so just to add up to what my brother said, the Lands Commissioner was on this committee this morning, and then he's taking steps to make things much easier. So I would prefer, or I would suggest you go see him, and then we quickly finish these titles. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We will do exactly as suggested. Thank you.
My question is about your centralization of your operations. If somebody wants to take a permit from you, it passes through the region, and the region have to transmit everything to you, sign at the headquarters before they send it back. Even in terms of payment, what system are you putting in place for ease of payment? Because the processes is so cumbersome. What strategies are you putting in place? Second one, you suppose restaurants, hospitality, and then hostels, you're supposed to also give them permit. But a lot of them in this country, you don't collect. Churches, you don't collect the money. What strategies are you putting in place to take this one?
Chair, yes, I agree that we do have a centralized system for permitting. And it used not to be the case. But just like Madam Chair mentioned, we realized that some permits in the regions were being granted, sometimes not following through rigorous procedures. So in order to put a tap on some of these things, we requested that they should be brought to the head office so that at least we can have a final look at it and then okay them. I can say that yes, sometimes there are delays, but we are able to issue the permits. We think that because we don't get a chance to do over again and to prevent litigations and also serious catastrophes, we prefer that the permits come to the center where we are able to provide some checks and balances to ensure that they are rightly, the procedure was right before we issue the final permit. So that is the issue. Yes, I agree that for restaurants and some other hospitality industries, they operate without permit. Yes, I equally get shocked when we get somewhere and they say they are not even aware that they are supposed to get EPA permits. I just came from Takwa this morning. We're on compliance, and many of them will tell us they didn't know they should have a permit. And it is the reason why the late minister, may his soul rest in peace, was pushing for an expansion so that our presence is felt in almost every nook and cranny of this country. And we are educating as well as regulating. So this is something we are already doing, that we are not only enforcing, but we are educating so that they can be compliant and we solve some of these problems. So yes, we have started going to the restaurants and working with them towards compliance.
Honorable Chair,
yes,
please, if I respectfully, okay. Sorry. Ever since we became an authority, our policy is to be present in every metropolitan, municipal, and district assembly. So we are registering our presence gradually in all these areas. This year alone, we are committed to opening 35 new offices to increase and broaden our scope in terms of environmental education. In that case, we will be able to reach out to most of the health facilities, the restaurants, and other areas of tourism. And Honorable Chair, we will definitely get there. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Chair, just to bear witness that indeed some transformation is taking place at that agency, and talking about they opening up more branches. A few months ago, they were in Bole trying to search for a place to open an office. And so the people of Bole, if they are listening, very soon, EPA will be there to ensure that the right things are done. So indeed, something is happening, and we will take your advices on board. On the issue of the Ministry of Lands helping the EPA to register its lands, let me also appeal to the district assemblies and people who gives out land for government facilities or government organizations. If you don't have the land and you give it out, it becomes difficult for it to be registered. In the case of Takwa, the assembly didn't have any document to indicate, to indicate that they possess the land, they have ownership of the land. So a mere allocation of a letter to EPA makes it very difficult for EPA to be able to register it when they come to Lands Commission. And so the last meeting we have had and the last sitting that I have participated in this same committee, we have always been asking that all government institutions that are giving land try as much as possible to register it, from district assembly to all the agencies. Then you can even use it for other purposes. And so much as we are ready to help them register the land, if the source of the land, the person who's giving out the land, cannot transfer ownership to you, it becomes difficult for you to register. And we need to bring this on board.
Minister, you mentioned that they have come to look at Bole to see if they can site an EPA office there. When are they coming to? Etiwa East. When are they coming to? Commander Ejina
Guafo
Abrim.
Commander
when are they
Ejina,
coming to Kumewu?
Commander,
when are they coming to Keta?
It's a gradual process. Keta and then Commander, very soon they will be there. What is it called? Atiwa and Kumawu, as and when there's money.
Minister, today you are not leaving this committee.
Okay, EPA, you are discharged. Now, let's call CSIR, Building and Road Research. Now, could you please introduce yourself to the committee?
Seniors are talking. Wait. Thank you. This is CSI, right? You don't have any infraction. It's not just the balance sheet.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. My name is Professor Paul Bosu, Director General of CSIR. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. My name is Professor Mark Bidiakon. I'm the Deputy Director of CSIR Building and Road Research Institute.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. I'm Frederick Abingri, Head of Finance, CSIR Building and Road Research Institute. Thank you.
Now, what do you guys do?
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. I'm Dr. William Saf, Director of Finance, CSIR.
You do CSIR Building and Road Research Institute. What do you do?
Thank you, Chair. In CSIR Building and Road Research Institute, we look at the whole aspect of the building and road sector of the Ghanaian economy, and then the building and road sector of the Ghanaian economy, and then we also develop building materials using local materials for our work. So basically, that is what we do there.
So where have we built a road with local materials?
Well, okay, so for many years, I think we constructed the roads within Inner Kumasi, and that roads had stood for almost like 30 years. And sometimes too, we do consult for other projects within the country. Yeah. So basically, we are not contractors, but usually we serve as consultants.
You see, CSIR, let me say one thing. Burkina Faso grows strawberries. We can't get strawberry to grow here in Ghana. That is one. Number two, we've been talking about sugar factory all these years. I'm yet to see any organization that has special species or brands of this sugar cane for us to grow. You have to get them from Brazil, you have to get them from India. But if you go to CSIR, we have more degrees over there than any thermometer you've seen in this world. Yeah, research no.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chair, CSIR has done a lot and continues to do a lot. When you talk about sugarcane, I don't know for sure, but there's the capacity that we have. It's just a matter of, if, for example, it's the Ministry of Agriculture wanting to get new varieties of sugarcane. It is not beyond the ability of CSIR scientists to do that. So currently, the kind of products and crops and commodities that this country needs, like maize and rice and tomatoes, we have them. We have all the varieties. So that is one phase of what we do. The next phase is for investors to come in and uptake. So we are firmly on the ground, are capable of doing all these things for the country. We do that, honestly. Thank you.
All right. My only suggestion is, sometimes don't sit somewhere for people to come to you. You need to go out and sell yourself. I know that somewhere they have different kinds of plantain that they are growing, but if you don't drive to CSIR's office, you wouldn't know about it. Then we keep on complaining. So, Masa, if a tree falls in the forest and you were not there to see it fall, did the tree fall? Let me move on. Because you may be doing so many things, but if we don't know about it, we won't use you. We'll rather bring the Indians, the Chinese, and then the Brazilians. Namotiho, with all your degrees. Let's talk about your finances, please. CSR, building and road research. Government, what do you get for internal generated funds? Where does it come from?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We get our internal generated fund from consultancies work that we do with some of the mining firms and also the construction industry. And also we have some satellite research factories that we, like my director said, we do pozzolana cement and also bricks from clay. Thank you.
Now, what is this specialized expense that I see on your statement?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The specialized expenses, they are expenses that comes out as a result of projects that are not part of our core mandate. And when it happens like that, to capture it very well or to account for it very well, we normally align it to these specialized expenses. Thank you.
Okay. Now let's look at the financial position. Yours is 7.2 to 1 in 2023 as opposed to 4.0 to 1. Now, what happened over here with that? Oh, okay, I see that. There's so much to talk to you about your financials. You are doing very well, and you are discharged. Now, let's go to CSIR, Oil Research Institute. I read what I saw here. Is it oil palm? Hey, what happened to you that we took our palm trees to Malaysia and look at what they are doing with the palm trees? And Ghana, I've been there. Honorable Dr. Jasso, you will take care of that one, please.
Thank you, Prof. Chair. CSIR. DG, I know that the first comment, you didn't have time to react adequately to the chairman's comments because as a member of the Environment Committee, we did visit some of your installations and we were amazed at the kind of research output that you have there. And some of them have crystallized into usable products for the Ghanaian people. Some are packaged so well for export. And I think that the limiting factor there was how to support you to be able to expand usage of these products. Whether it is honey, whether it is cassava, huge loads of research array.
Honorable member, let me ask you this. If you weren't on the Environment Committee and you wouldn't have and had not gone to visit them, would you have known what CSIR does?
So Honorable Chair, that's the exact point I'm making.
Exactly.
So we are together. Don't worry at all. We are together. Now, what I'm then saying is that because of that, you talked about the area of professors and doctors they have there. And I want to make the point, because being a researcher myself, it's an indictment that having an area of researchers is a problem. It's not. There are systemic challenges that we have as a country. And the
This is Afro Quality. It's not just a store. It's a new way to think about African retail. For centuries, Africa's artisans have created. But too often, their reach stopped at the border. Today, it is easier to bring goods from anywhere in the world and sell them in Africa than it is to make something in one African country and sell it in another. Afro Quality exists to change that. We are a retailer dedicated to African brands. A platform where makers scale beyond their home country. A bridge connecting cultures, markets and communities across Africa. And behind it all, technology. Efficient, modern, seamless. Afro Quality is built to carry African creativity further with the speed and clarity of today's digital world. Africa is the youngest continent in the world, but youth is not an advantage without jobs. Jobs come when makers can sell, when industries can scale, when creativity is turned into commerce. Afro Quality is how we create those jobs, with a network of retail stores in different countries for African brands, making it easier for customers to buy African and turning every purchase into an act of progress. This is not just retail, it is system change. It is possibility turned into reality. This is Afro Quality.
I just want to hear. Welcome to season 2 of Play by Ear. Make some noise! This is the only show all you need is your ear to win some cash. When I say Play by Ear, what you say?
This November, something amazing is coming to Accra. Are you a farmer with fresh produce? Are you into fish farming, poultry or livestock? Then get ready for the November edition of the AgriFair 2025. Yes, AgriFair 2025. It's happening on Friday the 28th to Sunday the 30th of November. It's happening at the Ifosadan Children's Park and it's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. It's the ultimate weekend marketplace. From fruits and vegetables to poultry, livestock and fish to agri-inputs and processing machinery. All at unbeatable farm gate prices. Whether you're selling or buying, this is your chance to connect, trade and grow. Enjoy the freshest farm produce, sizzling kebabs, and a vibrant marketplace atmosphere all in one space. Register now and secure your spot. Call 0558-973-973 for more information. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by Horticulture Business Platform, Development Bank Ghana, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Gersel.
We made it 1, 2, 3, and now 4. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a night of rhythm, culture, and pure Ghanaian energy. Inchinchim Band is back! And this time, it's bigger, louder, and more electrifying than ever. It's the Inchinchim Experience, the Avivi edition. Happening live on the 14th of November 2025 at the National Theatre. Showtime 8 o'clock p.m. sharp. Featuring Lucky Mesa, Famiye, Na Ajaman, AEC, Lexi the Comic, Kwame Bringer, and TM Music. It's going to be a night of unforgettable music, laughter, and culture, all on one stage. Tickets going for 150 Ghana Cedi.
you said you needed to get a vendor to bring about solutions to the issues you were facing. Please take note that as today, it's immediate. You needed to do something. When COVID came in 2020, we needed to do something quickly. At that time, everybody saw the urgency, the need to sort of cut short some steps and then get to solutions. Today, it may be the same thing, but I'm only urging you to be very cautious, because today we understand we are in it. We need that data, because what is the use if you can't have your previous history when a doctor needs to take care of you? But tomorrow, after the problem or the solution has been found, nobody will remember that it was urgent, and so you needed to do some things to cut short certain processes in the procurement chain. So this is just an advice to you, because I have seen some before. In the COVID era, we needed to cut short certain steps to provide needed essentials to our citizens. So, and it's a similar thing, because I can imagine patients going to the hospital without their history, and it will be frustrating to them and even to the doctors who are taking care of them. So this is just a cautious a message to you, that in you coming out with processes and solutions, to solve this particular problem, let's look at the processes, so that 1-2 years later, you don't have to appear here saying that you being cited for a breach in the procurement process or any other thing that will warrant the ministry to be called before public account. This is just a note of caution.
This is a fantastic advice, and I appreciate it so much, and I will be religiously be guided by that. But Mr. Chairman, just to add, it was not in anybody's interest to even, some of these things are national security sensitive, not in anybody's interest to even put some of these issues out there. Mr. Chairman, when you go to a ministry and you are solving problems and stories are being planted in the media as though you are creating the problems, if you decide to keep quiet, you dig your own grave. So some of these explanations are sometimes needed for Ghanaians to understand what you have inherited and how you are solving the situation. It is not, the story has been planted for a very long time. We just came out 2-3 days ago. And so I thank the Honorable Member so much for her fantastic advice.
All right, the Honorable Gape has a question.
Minister, thank you very much, being courageous and being factual, and then fact is fact, and then you brief the committee on better and further particulars. Thank you very much. This is a public interest question.